There was this girl came up to me, and I didn't know her very well. She was a friend of a friend. This was my senior year, over the summer, and she said, "Oh my God," I don't know if she was drunk. I don't think she was. But she said, "Oh my God, you're so lucky you're gay. You don't have to buy condoms. You don't have to worry about getting STDs. You don't have to worry about getting pregnant." And she named off all these things. All just about having sex, that I was saving money on condoms and all this stuff. And I said, yeah, I'm so lucky. It's I get all that stuff, and I don't get to get married, and I don't get to walk around holding hands with people without worrying about people yelling fag at me. It's so great, so many privileges. Can't wait to save $1 on condoms. You rock.
Oh, my grandmas are so they're so traditional, and I don't know if I'm gonna tell my grandmas at all. I was auditioning for the schools, and I didn't know if I got in anywhere, and I went home for my brother's birthday, and my grandma was there, and she gave me a card, and it said "We believe in you, go for your dreams and get all you want, we're 100% behind you." And she put 50 pounds in there for to get drinks with me and my friends, and I was like, "Oh, grandma, that's so sweet." 10 minutes later, she's talking to my aunt and my mom, talking about how she loves talking with her friends about what my sister does, which is she's studying architecture, and she's bragging about my sister. And my mom asked her, "Okay, so do you tell them about Wes?" And she's like, "No, of course not. I can't tell them that he does theater. That's not a real job." And then she looks over to me and she pats me on the knee and she's like, "But you know that, don't you?" And I was like, I was like, okay, well, you're definitely not ready for this.
I say fuck the It Gets Better campaign. I think it's a really fucked up thing. I don't think anyone should have to wait for their life to get better. I think that bullying and harassment and being persecuted for your sexuality needs to stop, and we need to do something about that. We shouldn't be telling people that they need to wait it out.
I think my grandma, they're gonna be well, what the hell is this? Because they're just not used to it, but then that's just something they're gonna have to deal with it, because I think they'll realize if they want to stay in their grandchild's life, they need to be able to accept these kind of things, and this is another generation. I identify as bisexual.
I identify as gay.
When did I come to this? Well, I mean, it's all still kind of confusing as always, but I knew I liked girls in I don't know how the Dutch system is a little bit different, but in the 5th year of elementary school, and with guys there was no really one special someone, and in high school it kind of just came, and it was not really just a person, it was more a general thought, also because of this big stigma of gay has, and even though Holland is very liberal, it's still kind of unaccepted, or it's just kind of, it feels just kind of weird. When you're a kid, you just see straightness all around you, so that's what you believe is normal.
Probably freshman year, 8th grade. Actually, I think I was hanging out with some of my friends, and they were talking about this girl who's in my high school class, and they said she was gay, and I'd never met any girl that was gay, and I remember just thinking what? And I was so stunned by it. I didn't know why, but then for some reason I was just oh shit, you are too, that's what this is. And it was just no, finding out that someone else was what made me realize I was too. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, so homosexuality is definitely on the not as normal side, especially for girls. There's a lot. I went to an all-girls school, and if I had come out during high school, then the faculty is obligated to send me to the priest for counseling. So I'm out to my close family, my immediate family I am. Some other family members, some not. It's just kind of been on a case-by-case basis, depending on how convenient it is.
Even though a lot of my friends said nobody deserves to know, it's about yourself, I was kind of well, there are people in my life that I really care about, and these kind of things, they do deserve to know, because they are the people in my life that made me who I am.
I came out to my mom on accident. I was watching TV with her, and this preview for The Roommate came on, and that really shitty movie, and my mom said, "Don't watch that movie, you're gonna be terrified to go to college." And I said, "But they're so hot." And she was like, "What?" Excuse me?
I fell in love with a guy very much, and that didn't go very well, but just that was the first person I ever loved. But having that like experience of loving someone and loving a guy made me feel more confident telling my parents, because there was more like, I don't know if this is word tangibleness. I was like shaking, and I said like, and like cause I felt like I was gonna cry, so I was like, I'm not gonna cry, and I'm not gonna say this while crying. And then my mom said, it's okay. And then I was like, I like guys. And then I just like started crying, and my dad started crying, and my mom like walked up to me, my dad walked up to me, and we like hugged all three of us hugged, and whew, it was a really good experience.
In high school, it was on the down low, mostly because of like people would think you're weird, or like I was like known for being funny in my high school, and if I had been gay, they wouldn't have thought I was funny. They would have just thought everything I ever did was really weird. And so I kept it on the down low. My friends knew, but now I think I'm very open about it, so I think more people know now.
Because I think like the most important thing about telling people that you're gay is that they know you're not going to change. This is just something else, you know what I mean? Like, you're still the same person. And like, people in Holland mostly are just like, okay, you're gay, so let's get the work done. Let's do this now. Let's have a beer. Let's have fun. Bye. You know, like, the main thing was that the exposure to art was just the big decision for New York, but also a very big decision was the ability to explore more of myself here.
I've wanted to come to New York and forever. So before I even knew I was gay, I wanted to come to New York, but definitely like when you realize you're gay and you realize you want to be in New York, it's like, oh, that's a plus.
Compared to here, well, I mean, like on a personal level, I feel like I'm way more myself. I mean, I've always been kind of myself, but in high school I just kind of like pressed some stuff away, so I couldn't completely be myself, but I still like I just feel like I'm more comfortable in my shoes, and I'm more comfortable in my own decisions. If you just present yourself how you are, then that thing is not going to change what people see in you. I don't know, I just think it's very important that you go to that you go into an environment that you find yourself very safe in.
It's so much better, so much better. I don't have to like people constantly, or people who ask you like, oh, are there any hot guys on your floor, or people asking you like if you have a boyfriend or something like that, or had a boyfriend, instead of at home where you just say like no, or I don't know, and you're kind of indifferent about it. You can just straight up tell people that you're gay and no one cares, or they'll like be like, oh, that's cool or something, and you're like, all right, cool, I guess.
And it's also very important to surround yourself with people that make you happy, and like friends and relationships and families what's going to carry you through this all, because that's actually what's the most important thing. And that's why every time you're in love, you cannot think of anything else, because you know what I mean, like not a lot of other stuff is going to give you that feeling. Especially now, coming out to other people, so many people see it more as like, thank you for sharing that with me, than an actual like, oh my god, what the hell is happening, you know what I mean? Because like, as long as you're like, I feel like if you're your true self and you really are the person that you want to be, and you are open with people and are kind to people, if something like that changes, which is so minor, which will not affect any niceness, any meanness, or anything, that shouldn't change people's views.